Hello, everybody. Today's homework was me trying to get the resolution correct for a better picture quality, and I think I succeeded. So I'm pretty happy with that. And with that excitement, I've decided to try to record a video here. I wanted to say quick video, but we all know what happens when I try to do something quick on here. So let's just dive right in and talk about pentatonics. And another thing is, for those who've been watching the latest 3 videos I've uploaded in this new um, resurgence of this channel, um, they've been the basic start here videos, and I know that my 800 subscribers have probably already been through that. So in this lesson, instead of kind of continuing on that path, I just want to throw something out there that's a little more advanced. So um, that's what we're going to do. I don't have an exact lesson plan. I'm going to kind of wing it here. So we're going to see. I know I want to talk about pentatonics, and so we're going to do this. Okay, I want my line color there. I want let's go with a medium line here, and we'll see what we can do. So let's draw a border grid. So, oh, you know what I got to do here? We got to go to, I was wondering why I still saw the eraser. I guess you got to always go back to cursor when you go. You guys can't see that, but I'm at the header. I'm adjusting thing. So, I think right here should show up good. We're hoping. Um, pentatonics. Let's draw a quick pentatonic scale that the one shape we all know and love. Right? You should all be familiar with that. And what I want to talk about today is something I've gone over on a live lesson, but a lot of people don't watch those. So, let me show you how I turn not only pentatonics into scales, but knowing exactly which scale is the right scale, um, making it major or minor, and basically turning it into, well, seeing it as like a modal, using it as a tool to get into modes quickly. You can do, but you could also just consider: am I playing when you have 3 options per chord basically? Excluding the diminished chord in the scale. Like I said, this is going to be advanced if you start getting confused. But anyways, you have um, of the other 6 chords outside of the diminished chord, you have 3 major and 3 minor chords, and those 3 major chords can be the 1, which is in modal terms Ionian. You can have the 4 chord, which in modal terms is Lydian. The 5 chord, which in modal speak would be Mixolydian. Likewise, you can have 3 minor pentatonic scales, or base your chords on the root of these scales, and you would have a pentatonic scale based on the 2 chord, the 3 chord, or the 6 chord. The 2 chord being associated with Dorian, the 3 chord with Phrygian, and the 6 chord with Aeolian. So, what we want to do here is kind of figure out how to do each, and it's really actually way more simple than you think just using the pentatonic scale. So what we're going to do here is we're going to fill in a color here. That's not what we wanted to do, so let's erase that. And erasing that is going to be like this. Oh, undo. Okay, what are we doing here? Whoops. Let's undo all of that. Great. All right, let's put our box here, and we want to add a color to it. For would be our minor root. So for minor, we're going to use red. That's like an orange red. And then for major, we're going to use a greenish color. Great. Okay, so this is I guess I could do a text box there. That's something I haven't done yet. Let's do a text box. And so Where was text box? You gotta deal with me here. I'm a little still kind of green when it comes to this Excel. Insert. There should be a text box somewhere here. Text. A text box. Where's my text box that I just said insert? Insert a text box. Oh, there we go. Go here. Oops, I want to move it. What in the fuck? Sorry. That rotate tip, that's not what I want to do. All right, we want to go here. I want it to be about there, and I want to move this guy. This will make it larger, but how can I move the whole thing? There we go. Lord have mercy. We just want to type in there minor. And we're going to use lowercase minor. And we can shrink that right up. And I even think we can do this. And let's up that font a little bit. Yeah. Very good. Okay. Now for here, whoops. Let's add in another text box. Insert text box. Insert text box. It's weird, it only works on the second time. All right. So we're going to go here. Whoa, not what we wanted to do. Go here. Go here. Perfect. And we want to put it there. Awesome. Let's shrink it up a bit. There we go. And we can make it say larger than large font. We can make it say major. So in theory, I guess I could have even gone like this to make it simpler. For future reference, if you see a lowercase m, that's minor. And if you see an uppercase, that's major. All right, so there's your roots. If I play with the red and we'll even put some more colors in there. These are my my notes, my chords, chord tones. So obviously that's going to be the one. So let's type in some numbers here. This is going to be the 5. This is going to be the roots. This is going to be the flat third. Oops. And once again, the 5 and the root. And for minor root, you know what? We'll use a lowercase r. Okay. Now for major, we're going to have some overlap here. That's going to be kind of confusing. So let's just discuss minor. But also, what we could do here is there's a lot more I'd like to discuss to be clear here. I'm just going to tell you, just to keep this lesson short and kind of somewhat experimental. Um, Minor modes: Dorian, Phrygian, Mixolydian. Um, there's another basically note sheet we could look at here. It'll take forever to type out. But Dorian minor, um, basically, let's do this. Let me make a text box here. This might help out. So we're going to go to insert a text box. We need this note. I have too many text boxes. What's the deal here? Text box. Second time, and it works. That's weird. Glitchy. Bitchy and glitchy. Not what I wanted to do. Here we go. This has to be a little bit bigger, and definitely bigger this way. Okay. So for major modes, we have brightest. Oh my gosh. Neutral, or you could even say natural, and dark. Just darker. So in our neutral scale, we have. Oops, that's not right. All right. We have. For major, we have. The brightest would be Lydian. And we go over in neutral, we have Ionian, or just the basic major scale. Same exact thing. The one chord of the major scale. Or darker, we have that's the fourth chord. This is the fifth chord. We would have Mixolydian. Okay. And then underneath that, we go here, we go here. We're going to write minor. And underneath that, for brightest on minor, you're going to have Dorian. That's going to be like a light at the end of the tunnel sound. For neutral, we're going to have Aeolian, which we know is the natural minor scale. And that's how that works. Why is natural minor? Why is there a natural minor with, in the major scale? And, that can be confusing. Like, how do you make a minor scale out of a major scale? Well, when you get that through your head, you're gonna, maybe still say, gee, why is it, why is one of them why is one natural minor? How come there's these other minor scales? Well, that's because these are the most neutral. This is basically Ionian. I'm pointing to the screen. You guys can't see that. Ionian is your happy birthday, Mary had a little lamb, and lots of just generally straightforward, happy songs. Happier, Lydian, little floaty, boaty, angels, high in the sky, flying, or Mixolydian, jamboree, partying, Grateful Dead, kind of, and lots of other bands will do, set a little twist on Ionian to give it a little bit of a rock and roll sound. That's Mixolydian. So, light at the end of the tunnel. We got Dorian for a melancholic blues song, straightforward blues, standard Aeolian, the Stairway to Heaven solo, and darker than that, we have last but not least Phrygian. There's some other scales that will kind of put a twist on Phrygian to give it an even darker sound, and that's where most bands go. But, as a general, you could say there's probably a Metallica song that deals with Phrygian. I'm sure Joe Satriani and everyone else and Steve Vai also have experimented with your general Phrygian, but they'll usually take it a few steps further. But otherwise, this is your setup that is important to know. So we're just going to kind of leave that here. Tighten this up a bit. There we go. All right. And then, so as you can see, our minor, if we consider our chord minor, we're going to deal with Dorian, Aeolian, Phrygian. But how would you make this? How would you turn this? Is just a 5-note pentatonic scale. It can be any of them right now because the tasty notes, there's basically 5 notes here. So what are we missing? A scale has 7 notes. So 5 from 7 is 2. We're missing 2 notes to make it. 2 notes in a certain area will make it Dorian. 2 notes in a certain area will make it Aeolian. And 2 notes in a certain area will make it Phrygian. Now, if you change the consideration of your root, the reason we write it like this is because there's only 3 positions for these other 2 notes. And I screwed this scale up, by the way. I wonder if I can move that over. What an idiot. If I could copy and paste and move that would be so awesome. But I guess I'm just gonna have to wreck it. And let me get that corrected before I move on. Although I hate when people stop talking mid sentence. So, oh Lord, look at what we've done here. Well, let's just leave that like that. So the same pattern will do Dorian and Lydian, Aeolian and Ionian, and the same geometric pattern, addition of 2 notes, will do Phrygian and Mixolydian. It just depends on which root you choose. If your chord is based on this, making the major G-shaped chord, which is what you're going to find here, or if you went from this way, it would be the major bar chord. Then that would be what we can do here? We can even do this. If it's a combined note, I can make it that orange color. Whoops. No, it's red. How the hell did that go back to orange? Anyways, orange. Orange, you glad you used dial. Orange note is shared by both. So anyways, and it would be the major third of that. So, but we don't really need to know the intervals for what I'm going to teach you today. Let me just stop going down rabbit holes here. The first thing I'm going to do is now make my correction, which is going to be, oh my God, what am I doing? Where we want to be here. We want to erase the border. Yeah, let's erase all that. Wonder if I can move this. Is there a, oh shit, I should have just cut all of that. Okay. This is getting a little bit out of hand here. We erase the borders. Now we want to erase the colors. Oh man. Why? This thing just erased all the lines there is beyond me, but that's really annoying. Damn. Glitchy, glitchy, glitchy. Like I said, this thing shouldn't be doing the Let's draw a border here. Draw a border grid. All right, let's start with this. We'll go here, there. All right, let's do another one. Let's kind of repair that. And we're going to do line style, a super light one, and we'll just go like this. Back to normal. Beautiful. And then we're going to take our gotta go back to grid. Gotta go back to line style, bring it back to, I think we were here, and then go like this. Yep, okay. Now let's see if we can take, yeah, that's what we want to do. Move that there. All right, back in business. So the minor root, let's put a lowercase m in there. All right, let's color that red. Lord have mercy. All right, and we'll go here and there and there, there and there, there. And all right, so dealing with minor is there. I'm going to take these. We're going to take the interval names. You can figure out the intervals for yourself later on at a later date, later lesson. We're going to go like this. We're going to go like that. And then we're going to go like this. Let's take this one over here. And then we're going to make this, whoops, green. Lamborghini. And then we'll do, whoops. This was a shared one. So we're going to go orange. This one is going to be orange, and this one is going to be orange. So, as you can see here, you've got some duplicate notes here. For a major chord, it's going to be green and orange. This. This one's optional. You can even use this one. Doesn't matter. Both intervals are in the chord. For minor, you're going to use the red and orange. So orange is in both chords. Red for minor, green for major. Can we do that? Let's do that. Yeah. And then do this one being Lamborghini. Okay. So, in case you want to. All right. I'm not going to type in both. It's too. You know what? My OCD is kicking in. So we're going to do. Okay. I'm not going to do it since that didn't work out. All right. Forget about it. Now, what we're going to do is get to the meat and potatoes here, what y'all been waiting for. Home by the sea. What you want to do here is consider this. Erase the border. No, draw a border grid. Consider your pentatonic scale broken into two pieces like this. Now, it's actually going to be three pieces because but this doesn't matter. This one right here, see, we broke it up. We separated the small box here from the larger box. You would call it the large box and the small box. And this is just a repeat of this, so it really doesn't matter. But what we were going to do is we're going to populate inside this box, and then we're going to populate outside of these boxes. I'll show you the geometry that occurs here. So let's say we wanted to make this, well, let's start here. Ionian and Aeolian. So what we would do here is we would populate, put square here, and a square here. Kind of like one on each side. And that's going to kind of come clear why we did that in a second here. Because this is like the balanced scale. So it's, of course, going to use one from each side. When you get to the edges here, the geometry also kind of tips the, let's say where it's like we're adding weight. You know, this is a floating object and we're adding weight. If we added weight to the center evenly distributed, it can stay nice and centered. If we put it all off to one side, it's gonna tilt to one side. But anyways, that'll make sense in a bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a square here. Once again, we're on the outside, but we're gonna go one on each side. And of course, just like this one, there's, you just use one bottom, one top, one bottom, or bottom top. It really doesn't matter which way you kind of look at it. And we're going to go here, and we're going to go to erase a border right here. Perfect. Okay, so that's what we have for Aeolian. We're gonna, or you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put a text box. I'm gonna write neutral because we just need one word. Then you can know a neutral, which side would if you where would you put your root to make this Ionian? You'd put your root there and start your G shaped chord, and this pattern will be the Ionian sounding pattern. And the great thing about this is that once you know, like there's certain squares you can, once you find the box shape, then you can navigate it. You're not stuck in this little shape trying to play an Ionian or Aeolian solo in this one shape. You can take it all across the fretboard because you know the navigation that we talked about in previous lessons. So to copy this one here, the bottom line is always a copy of the top. So what we're going to do, instead of erasing, we're going to draw a grid. Yeah, bam. And if these were together instead of separated like I did, then this would be the box shape right here. So what we're going to do then is we're going to go to, I should have made these all a different color. But anyways, whoops, we want to undo that. Okay. And I want to be right here. And I want to make that, let's make those, the gut notes, we're going to make them yellow. All right. And we're going to go insert text. Why does it do that? What the hell is going on? Insert text box. Text box. All right, so we're gonna go like this. My watch is telling me to drink more water. And we can put Aeolian / Ionian. In the same order, like this side is the minor root to make it the Aeolian scale. You'd be playing the 6th chord. If you took your chord and played these notes with it, you're indicating that your chord is now the 6th chord of the scale. If you played your chord starting from here, which would be a root, a major third, the fifth, the root, um, and the root, and what would this be? This would be the fifth, so this would be the major third, something like that. Doesn't really matter, but that would be your major chord, and so that would be Ionian. You'd be playing the one chord, or at least telling you the ears of the audience, I'm indicating that this chord is the number one chord of the scale because this is where the notes will fall for that. So that being said, we'll draw two more pentatonics here, but we won't break them apart like this one did. So I don't think you need that training wheel visual anymore. So let's go to here. I'm up at the header panel. Come on now. Draw a border grid. Let's go down here and draw a border grid. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. We'll draw two more of these. What I should have done is put this in the middle, like it's where that kind of should have been. And draw our next one just right here. Oops. Let's undo that. All right. And there. Okay. So if I wanted to populate this for Dorian, let's say, then I'm going to put my squares on this side. And there our square appears. That means that we're going to have a box here. And now we need to hang off our tic-tac-toe box. Since we're on the right side here, we're going to hang off the left side here and go like that. And boom. And now you can see the rule of squares here. And this top square here from Aeolian, this is where these two scales connect. That's that scale. So in essence, you would have another pentatonic there, but we don't want to clutter this up too bad. But you can see your square box pattern that we covered 2 lessons ago. So let's actually take that away for oh good, it brought those back. So there you have it. There's Dorian. This is the Dorian Lydian. So in the beginning I was just referring to this as Dorian, and then Lydian would always have to take me a second to think about, and then I started telling myself, listen, you got to call them both. It's very helpful to learn this scale. Obviously, this is just the pentatonic, but learn this as the Aeolian Ionian, your balanced one. Learn this as this shape as your brighter scale, your Dorian. So I'm holding it over the root here. Dorian root, Lydian root, minor chord, major chord. Okay. And then this one here, what's left? Mixolydian Phrygian. So call this scale the Mixolydian Phrygian scale, or Phrygian Mixolydian. Combine those two in your mind, link them together, because they'll always be together. So we want to draw a border grid now. So we're basically going to do the opposite of this. This is why this is so memorable too. We're going to put the square here. Now if you say, hey Mark, that square would theoretically be on the high B and E string. So is this square some kind of brand new square? No, there's only one square that covers the B and E string, so these would be the same. These are linked together like Siamese. They're Siamese twins. And you can see that on my other lessons that involve the navigation square. So if we add the other two notes, just like we hung the notes on what we'll call this the top of the tic-tac-toe board on the left side, we go to the bottom of the right side and we've got our new unique scale. We'll add our one here that we know we need. Whoops. Why is it like this? We're out of grid mode. Oh, good. All I got to do is click there. And we're back in the grid. So we'll make these yellow again for what we did here. We're gonna go yellow. Oh, that sucks. Go back. Perfect. So we go here and select yellow. Tell the computer here. Select yellow here. Yellow here. Yellow. And if I was really thinking ahead of the game, I would have done 3 boxes here. Done this as the maybe green, yellow, and orange or something. Too late for that, but I'm sure this will get you clued in. Whoops. Want that one yeller. This one yeller. This one. Whoops. Yeller. And I wonder if I use 2 hands here. That's way easier. Okay. Oops. And then we'll go. Whoops. Here, 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 ye, here, ye. Those are the notes that we added to the general pentatonic. The 2 notes, even though you see there's 3 notes added for each scale, each pentatonic, that's actually 1, 2. This is the same note. These 2 notes are the same 2 notes as these notes. As you can see, they follow the octave pattern. And furthermore, this is the copy of that note. So this is just 2 of the same notes. And since they could be anywhere on the fretboard, we're not going to fill in notes because I don't want you to get that stuck in your mind that it's always the same notes. The notes will be different, but it's always the same intervals. So in other words, this is a flat 2. This one has a major 2. This one has a major 2. Phrygian, one thing that gives it that darker edge is that flat 2 right there. So, yeah, that's well, we'll also consider that's a flat 2 if we're talking Phrygian, because we're talking from the minor root there. If this was the major, if we were doing major, which would be Mixolydian, then that would be the flatted 7th, because one whole step before a root is the flatted 7th. That's the regular 7th, and then the root. So this is what I'm going to leave you with today, because I think the lesson has gone on long enough. And but I wanted to kind of get a lesson with our new resolution. Tell me what you think of the screen, how it looks on your end, and we're going to go from there. So hit that like button, because that will start getting me. YouTube needs to throw these out there, so that people can start finding these lessons. So that's where the like comes in. Subscribe, so you'll know when I start putting out these new ones, maybe every day now or every other day, because I'm finding this kind of fun. And we'll go from there. All right, talk to you soon. You know what we're gonna do next? We're gonna go. This was an idea I had earlier that I forgot I was gonna do this lesson. We're gonna go chord shapes, triad shapes, and show you how they relate to either the major scale or um, just how to easily incorporate triad shapes and all the things about those. So, okay, here I'm gonna leave you with that. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.